Why did you become a recording artist?
So the story behind that is I was in a poetry slam team at my high school, and they told me I sounded more like a rapper. Like my first little poetry slam, they told me I sound more like a rapper. So I went home and I did the So Gone challenge by Monica, and it went viral. So after that, I just kept dropping remixes.
How'd you get that to go viral? Is there a secret behind that?
No, I just posted it on Facebook, and people liked it. It was like really relatable. I was talking about relationship stuff, so maybe that's why.
Did Monica see it?
No, she did not.
Now, what high school was this?
Carmen High School in Milwaukee.
Now, when it comes to hip hop and R&B, how did you get into that genre of music specifically?
I always knew how to sing, but rapping, like, it just came to me naturally. Like I said, I was on my poetry slam team, so I just put it to an instrumental and it just went from there. So I just wanted to mash the two, though. Like, I didn't want to just be a singer or just be a rapper. I wanted to be able to be versatile.
But for chronological purposes, it was singing first for you, then rapping.
Yes, I used to do covers a lot, and then I started doing remixes, incorporating rap.
When it came to singing, was it a certain song or artist that got your attention back then?
Yes, Beyonce. I study her. Like, yeah.
What drew you to Beyonce?
She's Beyonce. I mean, she's Beyonce.
Ever had a chance to meet her?
I wish. I hope. I'm planning on it.
And how did you discover Beyonce, or did somebody put you onto her?
And, you know, just being a kid and your mom playing music while she's cleaning up, stuff like that.
Remember what age or what grade this was?
No, I can't say. I was young, though.
And when it came to rapping, I know that you mentioned the poetry slam situation here, but when it came to furthering it, how did you learn? What was your learning process like?
It came naturally, I promise. But I did have to learn how to practice, like perfecting my flow. Like, it came with age, I will say.
No one taught you?
No.
And it was something you wanted to do on your own, or did somebody suggest it?
A lot of people on my poetry slam team suggested it. Like, I never thought I was going to be a rapper. Like, I really didn't have, this was not part of my plan, you know?
What was the plan?
Oh, I did not have one.
Oh, okay.
I was I'm not gonna lie, like junior year of high school, it was like, okay, I'm gonna take music seriously, but it was still hard because I was in high school. I couldn't really like take off with it. So I moved to Atlanta, and that's when I started taking it serious. I started getting paid for my music, and I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
You moved to Atlanta after high school was over?
Yes, I graduated, and then I told my mom, like, I'm gonna go to college just so she could support the move. And then I went to Atlanta Art Institute for like 2 months. Yes, I lasted like 2 months. I'm not promoting dropping out, but I dropped out. I focused primarily on dropping music, and I dropped my first mixtape, and I started getting paid. So that's what happened.
And what was the title of the mixtape?
The Key Mix 2.
Now, just to be clear, when you went to school, was the intention to use it as a vehicle to further the music career situation, or did you want to give school a chance and it just didn't work out?
Like, yeah, I definitely wanted to give it a chance. I actually tried to go for something that had something to do with music so I could be like focused on it still like be learning something, but it just didn't work out for me.
What didn't work out exactly?
School. I'm not a school person. Senior year was like super stressful for me, so I wasn't planning on really going to college, but I'm like, you know, kids want to make their mama proud. That's basically what was a part of my plan. Yeah.
Now, hang that thought for 1 second, because I do want to explore that really quick. So, sorry, my notes are in different places here. So, okay, I understand why you chose that school. Was that a public school or private school?
It's an art school, so public.
And you didn't take a break after high school. You went from high school straight to the Art Institute.
Yep.
And you only did it for 2 months, but during that 2 months, did you live on campus or off campus?
Off campus. They didn't really have like dorms or anything. They had student living, like around, you could stay in apartments, but I stayed, you know, in my own place, Gwinnett.
Was it an apartment? Was it a house?
Apartment.
Your own, or you had a roommate?
I stayed with my girlfriend. She moved down with me.
And financially, how did you afford the school at first?
My mom, she supported the whole thing. Like, she helped me with the whole move. And financially, like, how did I be able to survive out here? It was my girlfriend, and then music.
And no scholarship, no grants?
Nope, nothing.
And before you attended that school, was there a reputation for it? Did the school have a reputation, that Art Institute there?
No, but I did know that Summer Walker attended that school. So yeah.
And no sorority at that school, I imagine either.
No. It really was just like a arts campus. Like, you go in there and you see like the fashion side, the engineering side, the culinary. It was like that.
People knew you rapped while you were on campus?
Yeah, after I introduced myself as a rapper, like, especially because I was in the engineering side, I wanted to learn like engineering. We all were just like basically introducing ourselves and connecting with each other.
And did you
Networking.
gain any sort of fan base while you were there for those 2 months?
From the school?
Yeah, with
Yes.
your music.
Yes. Like, they all called me Milwaukee after that, and they were like, we know you gonna blow up, after I showed them like my freestyles and stuff. And my professor, he didn't tell me to drop out, but he told me like, Summer Walker went here for like a year and it wasn't for her. She dropped out and she blew up. And I wasn't thinking about her story or anything, but after a while, it was kind of hard for me to like be at the school and just focus on my music too. So I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do this either. So yeah, I kind of like stopped going to class.
Did Summer Walker attend this person's class that told you this?
Yes.
And did anyone else popular attend that as well?
I don't believe so.
Okay, just curious there. Now, you end up dropping out as a freshman.
Yes.
Was that a 4-year program?
Yes.
Okay. And what was your mother's reaction?
Oh, she was mad, like, because she really did put a lot into it, like moving me down here and like putting loans in her name and stuff just to try to help me with surviving in college. And she was angry. She was mad. But I mean, it all worked out for the better. I got signed.
How did you tell her? Do you remember that moment or that time?
Actually, I think they were calling because she's my like emergency contact, and they were like, she's not in class, because I hadn't been coming to class. And yeah, after that, she found out on her own, and then I just had to explain it.
And do you explain in person? Do you explain on the phone, FaceTime?
On the phone. Yeah, she lives in Milwaukee.
So she's upset, and what happens? Does she want you to come back to Milwaukee? Does she want you to, I don't know, what does she want you to do at that point? Does she want, she can't force you to go, I guess, right?
She couldn't force me to go. She was just like, how do you plan on paying back, like, what they, you know, what you're gonna owe? And, you know, she's just cussing me out, how a mother will, like, just telling me, like, that's not good. You went for this amount of time. You need to be able to stick to something. So, yeah, she was just cussing me out, but I can take it. I figured everything out after that.
Now, for chronological purposes, how long did it take from that time you drop out to when you signed to Quality Control?
I just got signed in July.
Of 2020?
Yes. So, months, a year.
A year. So prior to you even signing with Quality Control, a year goes by, right? Your mom's upset at first. How does the relationship get repaired?
Me being able to like financially support myself, Like, cause she was help. Like, she was a lot. I called her if I couldn't pay a bill. I called her if I couldn't pay rent. Like, she was just who I called when something was going wrong. So when I dropped my mixtape in January and I started getting like income from it, like serious income, I was able to support myself. So it wasn't anything we could really fight about.
And that was January of 2020.
Yes.
Now, looking back, everything we just talked about, all things considered, did you make the right decision to drop out when you did?
Yes.
You don't wish you would have finished? Or do you wish you would have bypassed that going those 2 months altogether and just went straight to the music, perhaps?
Nope. I feel like everything happens for a reason. But I do wish I would have stayed a little bit longer so I could have learned how to engineer myself. Just for like recording purposes. Sometimes engineers ain't always reliable, so.
Even though you only went there for 2 months, what did you think of the school? Give me a review of that school, the campus, the staff. What did you just make of your 2 months there?
Everybody was so friendly, and like it was just a big networking thing. Like it just felt like a music festival sometimes. Like we used to always have like meetings in like this room, and everybody who like engineers or takes pictures or like culinary, all that, it was always networking. Like, so I have a lot of people like from the school that still hit me up like, you need pictures taken or like you need to shoot a music video. So it was a lot of networking. Like if I ever needed them, they were always there.
What did this entire experience teach you? What did you learn from everything?
I need to commit to stuff because I am so quick to just jump from this to this to this. Like, even when I was trying to make money when I had dropped out of school or whatever, I was like selling. I went from selling impediments to selling clothes to selling hair. Like, I was just selling everything. And I don't commit to things, but I really learned commitment with my music. Like, I'm super serious now.
You mentioned your girlfriend here in this interview. Care to share her name?
Keontae.
And when you say girlfriend, are you referring to a friend that's a girl or
No.
a romantic situation?
It's a romantic situation.
Okay. When you decided to make this decision to drop out, what was her thought?
She definitely was on that too, like cussing me out. Everybody was like, you need to commit to stuff because I do jump all over the place. And I listen to my mom and my girlfriend the most because they know me the best. So I kind of had to figure things out. And after that, it was all good because money started rolling in and they couldn't say anything.
Okay, now I did want to ask this because I forgot to finish this thought too. When you did that poetry slam, what was the intention from the get-go with that? Was that just something for fun? Was that just an exercise?
No, I really used to just write a lot. I was in AP Literature. I was in all like classes with reading and writing. I really like writing, so you know, it was an extracurricular thing for sure, but I liked it. I was kind of shy though. I had a lot of stage fright at first, so I didn't really finish that either. See, commitment, I didn't finish.
Are you over stage fright?
Yes.
How'd you get over it?
Just, I don't know. I think just like posting a lot of videos, when more people know you and more people like get into your music and stuff, like being on stage, it's like, you know, everybody is a fan of you, a supporter of you.
Would you say it was I know you say you don't really know, but I don't know if this will jog your memory or anything, but was it a specific turning point when you got over the stage fright? Was it something that happened where you got over it, or was it just a gradual progression over time?
It was a gradual progression. I think it had some stuff to do with age too. Like I used to have glasses and braces, and I didn't think I was all that to be looked at on stage and stuff. But
today you have contacts on?
Contacts.
And are these veneers?
Yes, they are.
Remember what age when you started getting contacts, and remember what age when you got the veneers?
I just started wearing contacts before I moved to Atlanta. I still keep my glasses because I'm blind and I be needing my eyes to breathe. But I wear contacts since, I've been wearing contacts since last year. I just got my teeth done this year, like 2 days ago.
Oh,
Yes.
very recent, super recent, 2020. And with the contacts, these are your natural colored eyes?
Yes, I got clear ones.
Okay.
I don't want no color contacts.
You ever worn color contacts?
No, I had a friend that used to wear blue contacts, and they just like looked so creepy, like Vampire in Brooklyn type shit.